Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Austin Robinson. I'm here with Deja Reese. If you don't know who she is, you need to know. This is my girlfriend, my business partner, my travel partner. She was with me in China, Thailand, Japan, Macau, everywhere. So if you see any videos with me in it, she's probably behind the camera. Check out her YouTube. It will be linked somewhere here. And yeah, so hey. If you don't know, we've been back in the States now for a couple months. Because of the whole situation, we left Thailand and came back to the States and everything like that. So this video, we're just pretty much just going to talk about like our memories and stuff. We have a lot of footage that we haven't shown anybody yet. And this is just to, you know, show a glimpse of what's coming on the channel and just different little adventures we had. So what was your favorite so far?
So my favorite would be our time in Thailand. So we spent a month in Thailand and I enjoyed every millisecond of Thailand. I enjoyed Pai. We were only in Pai for like a day, right? Yeah. We were only in Pai for a day, but that was a dream. Phuket was a dream. Chiang Mai was... What was Chiang Mai? Chiang Mai was a dream.
Chiang Mai was like... Chiang Mai was like a second home. Like I can see us going back to Chiang Mai and living there. Pai was cool, even though it was just a day. A long bus trip up there in Pai, and like my favorite part was riding bikes and riding bikes in the street and going to the coffee shop.
That was what I was about to say. That my favorite part was the coffee shop for sure.
Yeah, it was a cute little.
And the view of the coffee shop.
Yeah,
that was nice.
That was cool. I brought you something. So I'm pretty sure you remember what this is.
Oh, yes! Look. Mango sticky rice.
So tell them a little bit about mango sticky rice, because I don't think anybody really knows about mango sticky rice. So
thank you. Thank you.
Pretty much we found a nice little private area. We got some mango with sticky rice. We're just gonna sit out here and pretty much just enjoy the island. It's super beautiful. It's super beautiful, especially where we are right now. It's just kind of like just really peaceful. So I absolutely love it. We're gonna have a good time. The weather's nice. We found some shade. Wanna say hi?
Hey.
Overall, like, what do you miss the most? What are some things you miss the most about living in Thailand and living in China?
Well, first, I truly miss my students. That's what I miss the most about China. I miss my students. They were like 3-year-olds and I had the best time with them. They taught me Chinese. I taught them English. Well, they taught me Chinese unofficially. And I taught them English.
No, that's not Joshua. I don't see him.
I miss...
Joshua.
Right. Our apartment, because that was nice. Yeah, that was love at first sight. Like, okay, prior to moving to China, I already envisioned my life in China for like 10 years. This was a dream of mine since I was a teenager, and I said one day I'm going to move to China. Well, actually, I said I'm going to teach abroad. I didn't say like China for sure, but I said I was going to teach abroad. So I've been like manifesting this for a decade. So I already knew like how I wanted it to be. I already knew my apartment, and what did I tell you? I told him all I need is an apartment with thick windows and a nice view. That's all I said. And I wanted to give me like lo-fi vibes. That's all I said. And as soon as I saw it, I wasn't even like halfway in the apartment. I was at the door.
Yeah, she was at the door and they opened it. She's like, this is it. This is it.
Things you miss. What are your highlights actually in China? What's a highlight?
A highlight for me in China was really just experiencing something new like every single day. That was a highlight because since it was a foreign country, you just really didn't know what you were going to expect every day. And if you lived in China or you've lived in China before, you always know it's like a puzzle maze. So like even hopping on the train is like an adventure when you're like packed like sardines on the train, or I loved where we lived. I loved Westlake. Like Westlake was beautiful too, just to go visit Westlake whenever we felt like it. I do miss my students too, because honestly I didn't expect to be so attached to a lot of the students being there. Yeah, I didn't expect to be so attached, but I really was attached to those kids and really wanted the best for them and really enjoyed teaching them. So I taught first and second. Yeah, I taught first and second. So and adults. You know, I did teach adults at one point too. And, teaching adults was fun because we made friends from my students. Like I made friends with the students, and just doing that just made it easier. So what was your favorite food between China and Thailand? Like what was your favorite dish?
Nothing in China was my favorite as far as food.
You don't miss the chicken feet or anything?
Okay, wait. I like the hot pot, the make your own hot pot. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. It was in Chinese, but yeah. So there's like a station with different ingredients, and you just get a bowl and you pick what you want, and then you eat it. Like they cook it and you eat it. So I don't know. So that was probably my favorite in China, but Thailand
had the food. Thailand had to eat. So.
But it would be pad Thai. I think that's everyone's favorite that goes to Thailand, but pad Thai. Like Thailand is like vegan, vegetarian haven. Like you can find a lot of dishes that don't have meat in them.
So being back, like initially, what was your first thoughts and your first feeling when you first came back?
Oh, it was actually weird. This is weird.
How so? How is it weird?
Variety of people, Atlanta, Georgia accent. That was probably my first thoughts. What about you?
My first thoughts being back was, I'm like, do they know there's a virus going on? That was my first thing.
Yeah.
Because when we were on the plane from California to back here to Atlanta, like everybody kept looking at us with our mask on, and like people kept like keeping their distance. So, like, what's up with them? Like, why are they sick, or it's like something going on? And we're like, we just left China and Thailand where like everybody was wearing a mask 24/7. When we got back, it was like COVID never existed, and that was the first thing I noticed being back. For me, it took me a minute to adjust. Like when we got back, I couldn't adjust. Because honestly, I didn't really want to come back. Like neither one of us really wanted to come back.
Coming back was not like in my reality, but now it is.
Yeah. Traveling the last couple months, what lessons did you learn being abroad?
Mainly in China, to respect other people's way of living and way of thinking. Because even though it may be strange to you, it makes sense in their society. No, but also I learned privilege. So I didn't think that I had privilege, but you kind of have privilege when you're American traveling abroad, because your passport holds a lot of weight than other countries, and you don't realize that until you start traveling.
True.
So and just from the country you're from, people value you more just because you're from that country.
I learned how to actually adapt. I'm gonna just just say that, like to adapt to a different language and the different cultures, not necessarily just like being there, but just being involved and like still being you, but making friends and sharing your culture. And that was something I really did like with China, was people were genuinely interested in like your culture. Because the biggest things I learned in China was to blend into the culture and really like become one with the culture and not lose myself in the process, but not just be like, oh, I'm a foreigner here, let me play stupid. It was more, let me learn how to actually do this, how to take the train, how to negotiate, and really just like adapt. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was informative. I hope you learned something. Like if you like the video, subscribe. You subscribe to me, and you subscribe to Deja. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.